Guys, I will talk a bit about Battle of Africa. I'm watching here on AOC Zone how the group stage ended, and some teams happened to play only 3 rounds and get either qualified or disqualified. The rules were such: teams had to win 3 times in order to advance. So if a team loses 3 times, it would be automatically eliminated. The team that lost 3 times was NABS. They didn't won a single qualifier. Sorry, they didn't won a single game in the group stage. So they lost, and they were the first ones to go out. Simultaneously, on the third round, AM proved that they could win other teams and deserved the spot there. If I'm not mistaken, I remember they won Tyrant by 3-0. So because of this, they happened to be the first ones to classify. On the fourth round, 2 teams were about to get their pass, Tyrant and Swami, and they did it by winning. And 2 teams got out on this round. Both China A and VNS A went out. And to the last round, we only had 2 teams with chances of going to the top 4 and entering the semi-finals. LOS and SY. And let's see, the game here of week 5 was exactly a dispute between those 2 teams, and unfortunately LOS was eliminated. So this leaves us with a semi-final where AM is going to fight against SY and Tyrant is going to fight against Suomi or Finland. In order to get the best games of the world between teams, I'm going to watch the semi-finals. I'm not having lots of time lately, so I'm not following the scene. I didn't watch half of those matches. I probably casted like 3 or 4 of them in the first round, but then later things got messy, got busy, and I couldn't keep doing. So life sucks. Anyway, AM and SY just played today. Today's Saturday night. They played more in the morning and afternoon for me. Tomorrow we are going to watch Tyrant against Swami, and I'm going to cast. I have the links here of the games. I just downloaded the games from SY against AM here on the AOC zone. And just to remember their players, SY has the lineup of Mr. Yo, Fat Dragon aka Vivi, and Lix. 3 really smart and strong players from China. They are all from China. And AM has a more plural team, a more worldwide team. We have MBL, Norwegian guy, really good player. We have Hart, the Peruvian one, and Liray, the aspiring top 1 player, who is also really great. And among those 3, I don't know which one could be considered to be the strongest. They are really similar in terms of skill. The same for the other team. So in a 1v1 tournament or something like this, I don't know how to classify those guys. They are all top players and they all can make the differences. Anyway, I want to watch first the draft so I know what are their civilization choices. The draft starts with 1 banned civilization, and AM was banning always the Koreans, and that's what they did. And their first pick, the civilization that they consider the best one to play in one of those maps, is the Malians picked by Liray. Next, we have Yo picking the Indians, which can be really powerful with their camels and economy, and the Berbers, another civilization great for spamming camels and knights. Now Liray goes for the Mongols, and that's kind of unexpected. The Mongols weren't being picked that much. Slavs appear here in the top 6 civilizations, and Magyars as well. So players are getting mostly for the top 6 cavalry and camel civilizations, And now we have the start of archer civilizations. The Britons are a great civilization for archers that China picked. Liuri picked now Chinese and Mayans. They can be really good in non-TC maps and also the others. Spanish, kind of a unusual civilization for the top 10. So these are the top 10 civilizations that those guys picked. This is pretty much what I like to see because those are the civilizations that they consider to be essential for team gaming on Arabia. And it seems that a lot of things are converging to think that Malians, Indians, Berbers are the way to go. Anyway, the last civilizations, and this is not a surprise for me, are Goths and Vietnamese. If you take notes, most civilizations that are picked last are the ones with the lack of economical bonus. The first one, great economies. The last ones, bad economies. So we are not talking about the military power here, but economical one, which translates into more strength during the games, and pretty much the economic is a key here. Economic and fast units. So that finished. I will go for the games. I'm interested more into watching than casting, to be honest. But we can do both always. Is the sand changed? Oh my god, a lot of stuff here. The first game that we are going to watch here features this map here that's called Steppe. This map starts with no town center, so civilizations like that can put this town center up faster are a good call. For example, here we could see the Chinese by Liuri. He has more villagers, so he can put a faster town center, and he also has the Chinese, which means that he starts with more villagers and might be able to keep this advantage. He's already started by eating an elephant. He is the pocket, he is in the middle of his teammates, who are MBL, playing with the Burmese. Interesting choice. And in the other side we have Hart playing here with the Persians. Something that I noted is that Hart always gets the cavalry sieve, so it's pretty clear for AM that he is the guy that's going to make paladins or knights during most part of the game. But he is in an unfortunate spot. I guess he would rather be on the sides, on the middle, not on the sides. Enemy here we have the Italian Licks. On the middle we have Fat Dragon Vivi playing with the Spanish. And to finish, Mr. Yo playing with the Japanese. So Spanish here on the middle, Italians and Japanese. I don't know what to say about the civ choices. I feel like Liuri, we always picking the Chinese in this map, always going to have an edge. For example, right now you can see that players are with lower population and lower villager count. Liuri has 3 villagers more than his partner Hart, who is playing with the Persians, a pretty standard civilization. So a 3 villager advantage is really something for the economy. Anyway, he has 2 lumber camps, he's eating here a lot of zebras, make a new meal, and I'm eager to see what he's going to do. MPL is already making barracks here in the front of his first years, and he's taking gold with 3 villagers and stone with 1. This map allows players to make these town centers in the middle of the gold and stone, and this is really useful because a player can just select 1 villager to get stone, and because of this he's going to be able to afford 2 towers on the really early feudal age. Hart is building defensively, his map is good for defending, most because of the way that he is walling and building. That's something to acknowledge, and really interesting because even being on the wing, he's keeping his job and he's going for the scouts, really fast scouts, and Leary is always also going for scouts. So we have two guys here of AM going for scouts. MBL just made a tower here forward to protect his zebras, and he's going for two archery ranges. And Mr. Yu already has his two archer ranges. He did a really good build order abusing of the Japanese early bonus. And right now he has already 3 military units, while MBL has just made his first. So he's gaining some time. And Lix, let's watch what Lix is doing, also scouts. I like to think that the combination of a ranged unit and scouts that the Chinese guys are using is better, but this is not a 2v2, this is a team game, and MBL is making archers, so anything can still happen here. A lot of pikemen here for Mr. Lix, who just walled. NBL and Liray working together just killed the first archers of Mr. Yo, and this is really important in this kind of game because right now he won't be able to do much. He only has 4 archers and he will have to wait and mass until his army has the numbers to be important. While NBL with 10 archers here can do a lot of damage, especially now that he's building deflection. But I didn't notice that in the other side our Peruvian friend here, Mr. Hart, is in serious trouble because there are spearmen and scouts taking down his tower and stopping his wood, even killing a villager. So a good amount of damage is being made by the Chinese team, but Liray came here to help with scouts. It's still a dangerous fight because there are 3 spearmen, but with those numbers, yep, 10 scouts and under the tower. This totally favors AM and they are being able to handle with this situation. MBL is here, arriving a bit late, but it seems that their plan is to attack all the 3 together and attack here on the left side. I would probably think that Yo is the one most exposed, but he has 2 towers and a few archers, so he can defend pretty well. Anyway, Liray is following, MBL's getting the caravan, leading the way. Now Liray is going forward, Mr. Yo is here to help. Where is Lix? Lix is going to attack alone, try a lonely attack here against Hart, and I believe that he might succeed. Those archers are really annoying ones. The towers are really difficulting the feudal aggression to work here, so it's not gonna happen. Okay, Lix just defended, Hart just defended. NBL was never in risk. And Castaway times are favoring a lot the AM team. The guys who went for scouts didn't have to invest in bigger armies and could do a farming boom. Just after going castle, we can see 2 boomed guys here with farms, both Liray and Hart, and they are both going for knights. And remember that with the Persian knights, now the horses are going to be really amazing against these packs here. I believe that if each one of those guys just make like 4 knights, they can wipe this army with no problem. And MBL still here to help with his archers. Mr. Yo is still messing archers. Lix is hard on stone. I don't know if he's going to switch into Conquistador. That might be an option. One thing that I don't like about the team of SY is that they have no camo to stop 2 guys with knights here. So they're going to have a lot of trouble with the knights. But even if they had the camos, MBL would be there, so I really don't know. Chinese and Persian seems like a strong combination for this map, especially with 2 players playing with knights. So I'm kind of enjoying what they are doing here. Lix will keep the archers late into crossbowmen. here comes the Conquistadors from Vivi. Yeah, so I was right, he's switching into Conquistadors and ooh, that's painful. Leroy is getting some good kills here against Lix because he get the castle trying to be finished, and this castle was not exactly well defended against Knights. Huh? Maybe a small palisade gate here and another one here could have provided the time that he needed to put this castle up, but he didn't talk of that, and right now Leroy is in a great advantage. He already has 3 town centers, and with his 2 stables he's managing to get to take the chances of Vivi putting up this castle, and Vivi has a really low villager count and is decreasing a lot more because Hart is also attacking him. So he lost a few villagers there, villagers in the wood, villagers on the TC. This switch into knights, into conquistador is not happening. And no matter how many conquistadors he does now, he's really behind on the economy, and this is gonna count a lot for his teammates. This is really bad. I don't know what's the Chinese guy's plan. On the other side, NBL and Mr. Yo are just facing each other, so NBL can totally annihilate Mr. Yo gameplay here. And if things keeps like this, it won't be easy for Chinese. So great play with horses and using these civilizations, totally great game. And now you can see a really basic game from AM. Leroy is keeping his 3 TCs and spamming more and more knights. He knows he can raid, he's even taking down a town center from Vivi. So they are kind of overkilling Vivi, I don't know why. They could try to kill another guy here there, but it seems that the plan is not to allow Vivi to ever return to the game. In the long term game they are going to make this into a 3v2, and Mr. Yo is not able to help because Persian Knights are really strong against crossbowmen. With Lix and Mr. Yo together, they could drive away the attention of the armies of AM, and AM is not being able to finish the job. But Mr. Yo is taking serious, is in also serious problem because knights might go to him later. And Lix is the one that can change the game because he is going already to Imperial Age with 2 TCs only against the 3 of Heart. I don't know what is his plan. I really don't know. It seems that he wants to try to solve things with his first arbalests, but that's not so wise in my opinion, because this fast Imperial might be countered by numerous knights, or maybe another Imperial Age here from Leroy, who was in a great position to do so. He only kept 2 stables, now he's adding more, so he didn't spend knights forever like players usually do on Castle Age. He just kept 2 stables, and this is really good for his economy. And we can see a Sig workshop here, waiting for something. Oh, forward castle for Lix, NBL pushing the other side. No answer on the right side, but on the left side Hart might be in trouble. But no, he managed to kill a few of the villagers. Chinese team is not succeeding in those castles. And as I said, the Persian Knights are really great against archers. Even the arbalests had no chance. Now the big pack's coming, and that was a mistake. They kind of underestimated the power of Heart there. Interesting. Leroy adding more knights. Really interesting. Leroy's coming here. Heart's trying to make the damage. Yep, the castle is going up, and with this castle, Lix can make the best unit that he could possibly do in such situation. He can do the Geno's crossbowman, which is an archer that has has a bonus against horses. So if he can spend this unit, but not with this economy, I believe, he can make give a lot of trouble to both Hart and Leroy. But in the other side, with the help of Leroy, they were able to take down Mr. Yo's town center with mangonels. Mr. Yo is trying his best to defend here with more mangonels, and good shot. He just took down 2 mangonels with 1. but he's really fall behind. His villager count is really low, only 23, so he is also dead. Vivi is trying to reboom and is doing a good attack here with the conquistadors, but I don't know how they are going to stop. Even with the general's crossbowman that Lix could do, he doesn't have the numbers to kill 3 guys. They are a counter, but they are not a counter when enemy has like 100 horses. And that's the problem. Hard can totally ignore this trebuchet here while keep booming. And Leray is just going to raid, he's just going forward, he's going to ignore this threat for now. What's MBL doing? He's rebelly boomed. I can already see here Triton centers, he's really good. My overlay is changing. Oh, no idea why my overlay is changing. It was not supposed to go like this. And my audio also sucks, man. Jesus, what the fuck? My overlay is not working properly. It's switching and the auto send switcher is... Everything's wrong here. Man, come on. Honestly, guys, I'm gonna give up on this stream thing for today. I don't know why the send transition is doing this. Because it's totally inactivate, it's not active. It was not supposed to go to the outside. It was supposed to keep on AOC and is switching. Anyway, we didn't miss much here. Leray just find spots to raid with his cavalry here, and he's totally finishing the economy of Lix. And in the other side, NBL seems to be preparing a transition into elephants. I don't think that there's any chance for the Chinese team here. As I said, there's no numbers for Lix, his economy is dead. All the 3 Chinese guys have dead economies. Man, yeah, I have no idea why my overlay is switching here. Order. Man, no idea. I'm going to, after this game, I'm going to stop and check the settings again, but it's not enabled to change scene or anything like this. It was supposed to keep on the AOC, but it's not doing so. Anyway, Chinese guys have only a few arbalests and the conquistadors from Vivi, but Vivi economy just died to Leray. Lix economy is also dead, he has 70 villagers, and Mr. Yo is the one that's more dead here. If the overlay let me, I will make a quick analysis here of this first game. Fucking overlay. No idea, man. No idea why it's fucking switching. It's in... look at this. I'm going to try to check settings, but let me first finish the analysis of this first one. The thing here is the civilization choices were pretty much assertive by AM. They were always picking these civilizations for this map. Not exactly these ones, but the Chinese was a really sure civilization. They always play as such. The Chinese was supposed to have the strong economy, and Leray would either go for archers if he was on the sides or cavalry if he was on the pocket, but no matter what he did, by being the Chinese he would have a really good game, and so he did. The only game that he couldn't do great things was against Tyrant, because Jordan put up a really fast archer rush with the Mongols using his bonus and could get a lot of trouble for Leray. But that's not the question. The question is that it was not only about the Chinese. They always kept hard with the horse civilization, and that was what won the game against Tyrant, for example. And MBL always would pick a third civilization, and his third civilization was never an amazing civilization. I remember that he played once as the Vikings, once as the Vietnamese, now with the Burmese. Those are not great civilizations. Those are not the Britons. Those are not the Mayans. Those are not the top-notch civilizations for archers. It was just a regular civilization, and he played more like a support guy than properly the carry one. The one that was supposed to carry was Leary, and in the game that he failed to do so, his teammates could still play really well. One thing that drags my attention is that the Chinese team kind of underestimated the offensive power of AM. They were doing, for example, Mr. Yo went alone with his archers, and even alone, MBL would be able to fend for himself because he had towers, he already had his archery ranges well positioned, so there wouldn't be a chance for Mr. Yo to inflict damage. Anyway, he was trying to attack, and Leary was just there with the scouts, and by following, Mr. Yo did a really bad trade, and he was off or out of the game until Castle Age after he lost his first archers. In the other side, Hard took a risk of going scouts in an open map against some guy like Lix, who's pretty strong and put some pressure with the help of Eevee, and the overlay changed again. Fuck this. But this wasn't enough. I don't know why, but he could defend, and with the help of Leary and a few towers, he could fend off the archers, and then the game wasn't still not decided, but the Chinese that did the first move on both sides had been countered, so they lost the initial push, and later AM kept pushing. They just kept pushing, and the thing is, they went for a faster upgrades. They went for two guys going for knights. They knew exactly what they were doing, and that was the difference between them and the Chinese. Vivi tried to switch into conquistadors. Lix tried to go for a fast imperial. Mr. Yo tried to wall, but none of those guys totally finished the walls, and it was not an impossible task. Look at the amount of base that Lix still had to do here, and look at the amount of things that Vivi should still have to do there. No idea, man. No idea why they didn't wall. Mr. Yu was the one you want to wall, but look at these walls. A palisade gate, really? You can just pick stone and put a stone one. So the defense potential for the Chinese team was really low, and AM fully trusted on army power. Okay, so I will stop now this game, and guys, I'm going to ask the help of my friends here from the chat to analyze with me what can be going wrong for my overlay to be fucking going over outside in the middle of the fucking game. Okay, did you guys? This is the best comment of the year by Qualden. Did you guys found him a shirt? I like this one. Fuck it, switch it again. Yeah. Start, my man. I felt like Sai was lost more than AM won. Yeah. If you watch the AM game, there was not spectacular. That was nothing out of the box. They just did a solid pick of civilizations. The best civilization for this map, the Chinese, because they had what's the name? They had extra villagers, and the villager advantage could play off. And for the other and for the Chinese team, what was the plan of Spanish, Japanese, and Italians? I totally cannot see how those three civilizations can combine or increase each other's potential. Totally doesn't know. For example, the Spanish, what's their bonus? Trade cards that you can use only Imperial. So I really don't know, man. I really don't know what was SY plan. SY did really questionable civ choices during all the tournaments. I really don't know how they think. I can understand how the other teams are thinking when they pick the civilizations, but I cannot understand the strategies of SY, to be honest. Maybe the draft, they are not fully adapted to the draft system, and maybe they could have more success in a full pick civilization. So guys, I'm showing you guys my screen, and I'm having this small problem here. For some fucking reason, when I'm here on the AOC, my scene keeps changing and it keeps going to the outside one. I have no idea why this keep happening, and I want to know if you guys have an idea. I'm going to go for the settings and see if I find anything here. See, I don't see anything here. Show confirmation, output, source, snap sources. What? Snap sources to other sources? What's this? Do you guys know what's this? Source alignment, snapping, no idea. Projectors, what the fuck is a projector? This is Chinese for me. Versus priority. Audio monitoring device, okay, it's fine. File name, what? No. String delay, yep. Automatically reconnect, yep. If I ever fall, I want to reconnect. Hotkeys. I have hotkey for anything. It doesn't seem like. Yo, someone could be really good using all these things, huh? Look at this. Toggle start for S advanced send switcher F9. What? No. Clear. Maybe it's this shit here. And guys, this the one that was supposed to be automatic send switcher. It's flagged here as don't switch, and I'm not switching. Don't switch. Okay, I don't want this fuck shit to switch. Another tools, advanced. There's the automatic send switcher and the advanced one. Let's just guarantee that both of those settings here have nothing to do with our current problem. It says don't switch, okay. And advanced scene, it says also don't fucking switch. Oh, send switcher is active. No, this shit should be inactive, and if changes don't fit, just keep on the fucking AOC, okay? I feel like this is going to work now. Well, let me make a test. I will just keep there on the AOC analyzing stuff, and if things go bad, I will know that I failed. Military here. Leary was the one to kill more, to make more army. Hart did a small army. I'm surprised by that, but he was really effective with his knights. He was the one to collect more stone, which is kind of funny for the Persian. And technology-wise, look how strong the Chinese is, man. 19 minutes. The closer to go there with similar time was hard here, but anyway. And so side stats, neither of the guys from China could pass the 80 villagers mark, while everyone for around AM could make 100 more villagers. So they did a great job. Basically, that's it. Let's go now for the second game of the series. Guys, I'm starting to believe that I fixed the send switcher here. I really think that I somehow managed to make this shit work, which gives me a lot of joy. So let's go now for second game. Congratulations, yeah, man. Honestly, for me, I find hard to configure basic streaming stuff than killing 2K, guys. So we have Leary here playing with the Mongols. Remember that was one of his picks. I really want to know how he's going to use the Mongols in this map. The map that we are seeing here is called Coliseum. It's named like this because the woods are surrounding the players, creating this roundy arena here on the center. Players are really close to their enemies. You can see, for example, Leary is here with the Mongols really close to Ethiopians Fat Dragon Vivi, his opponent. But let's keep analyzing the team here. The team is Leary playing here with the Mongols. Mongols are a fast civilization. They can go for both scouts and archers. I like this flexibility. And they are going to be great in the early game. His partner here is NBL, who's playing with the Vikings. And NBL played before with the Vikings and he did a great job. I remember he doing great games. We also have here Hart playing with the Franks once again. And guys, keep this in mind. They totally know what to do. Leary is the one to pick the best civ. Hart's going to pick the Knight civilization. And MBL is going with a third support civilization, Archer one. And there's some weird sound here. Doctor Slow just sign up. That's great. Oh, no, it's subscribe. Oh, he subscribed. That's nice, man. Welcome back, Doctor. And in the enemy team, as I said, Vivi here is with the Ethiopians. Yep, really weird sound. Lix is here with the Goths, playing the pocket. And we have Magyar's Mr. Yo, Ethiopians, Archer civilization. Magyar's Scout civilization and Knight civilization. Goths, Dead civilization. But do not get mistaken here. If the Mongols and the Vikings are mainly archer civilizations, having a god on your team is really great for later stages of the game. Anyway, one thing that I find interesting is that all the players have to go really outside for their woods. So their woods are really exposed. They are far from the town center. This is bad for the economy. Yep, I'm still alive, man. Just not having much time and was focusing on other stuff. But I'm trying to get to be more active on the streaming. And I'm having this amazing opportunity today of casting the semi-finals of Battle of Africa, which means that the winning team of this match is going for the finals and is going to be one of the two best teams of 2018 until now. And AM is proving to be really good. You missed Libre Double Elephant still. Yep, I totally did. Sorry, guys. Really sorry. I totally missed the point. But this is not going to be like this. I'm going to go back. I must confess that I was out-tabbing every 15 seconds because I wanted to check if the scene was not switching. But let's go. Let's analyze the map. Wood is really far. We all know the civilizations. Libre has this one elephant here with the Mongol. Every guy here has only one elephant. And this is important to know. This is important information. And there's a lot of cheers here. And with the Mongols, the most you can gather of hunt, the better you are going to be because they have this big bonus. So let's see. It seems that Mysterio is already going to search for Heart. Maybe he could try to steal the elephant. Leroy is also going there with his scout. Let's keep on his fog. It seems that he did a great move. And I once again thank the chat for letting me know. Leroy just spotted, it seems to be his ship. I believe that he spotted that his ship was there. He knows it's there. Maybe he wants MBL to get the ship for him. That's right. That's why he flagged it. And MBL just said, okay, I'm going to get the ship, but man, there's an elephant here from Mysterio. Want to try to get it? Sorry, not from Mysterio, from Vivi. And here comes Leroy, even with no loom because they are really close. He's gonna try to steal the elephant of our friend Vivi here. And he still has his scout. MBL is there to protect his villager. Look this pocket play. It's 3 minutes and we can see MBL here protecting Leroy, who is stealing 400 food, which will be eaten really fast because he is also Mongol. And he's going to be with 1,200 food available from 3 elephants. But do you think it's over? It's not over. He is here attacking an elephant with a horse. Yeah, this is called the Alexander the Great move. He tries to attack the elephant. If you watch the movie Alexander the Great, you know that it doesn't end well when you try to attack elephants. But for Leroy, it kind of works. He is getting the elephant back, and this is going to be a great disadvantage for Vivi, because he just lost 2 elephants. He just lost 800 food, and it's even worse. He lost it to his enemy, who's going to eat those elephants, and he also lost to a Mongol enemy, who's going to eat it 50% faster than he could eat. So this is the worst possible scenario. In the other side, we can also see that Hart is stealing an elephant. Here's Lix trying to avoid, but man, it's easy to steal elephants. They are really close. There's no heals. There's no time for your enemy to try to kill your scout. Leroy even lost his scout. So yep, it didn't end well for Alexander the Great, and this also didn't end well for our friend Leroy here. Yep, that's how it works, man. But this was really a fair trade. I would trade my scout over 2 elephants anytime I had to trade. Okay, so right now 3 elephants were stealed by AM. So from SY, the one guy here who has 2 elephants is Lix. He is the one with no economic bonus at all for his civilization, and is the only one who's going to have a standard game, because Vivi is having to lure. His only chance to survive here is to lure those zebras. Lix is also sending a ship for him, trying to save his ally. Oh my god. Lix was the only one to have a good economy, but he just lost a villager, and this is also going to have some impact. MBL taking his elephants with no trouble. Same for Hart, who just took his enemy elephant here. Did Mr. Yo steal back an elephant? Yep, Mr. Yo is still back 1 elephant, so Mr. Yo could survive. So 3-1, which means the only elephants stolen were the ones from stolen by Leroy from Vivi. And here's Vivi trying to lure the zebras, but he's not succeeding. This is really bad. He's not adapting himself. That's really not good, guys. And look at this. By having the Mongols, Leroy is already going feudal. He's going to make a really fast feudal age here, abusing of the Mongol bonus. And in my opinion, he's going to go for scouts. He can totally use the scouts here. Hart did a good wall here to protect his wood from enemies attempting to go from the left. So he's protecting the left, and he will probably leave the middle for NBL to defend with archers, because that's what he's going to do with the Vikings. And Hart, I don't know if he will go for ranged units or scouts, but considering his civilization, I believe that he's going for scouts also. So this is kind of a replay from first game. We once again have two guys from AM going scouts, one going archer, and oh my god, Lix is coming forward with 4 villagers. And he is on stone. He's on stone, he's walling his palisades, his wood with palisade. So his plan is to crush the enemies. Is it? He's making a barracks. Maybe he wants to make a few spearmen to protect and he's going to crush Hart. Let me take a look on Hart map. Yep. The goals of Hart are not so good, but he could use the one from MBL in the worst case. So let's see how this will go. And Leray, even after losing his first scout, just killed the scout from Vivi and is already going to attack with 2 scouts while Vivi was forced to make these lots of farms here. This is really bad for the economy. He's going to protect his wood with palisades, but man, look at this. You don't want to get your villagers attacked by scouts when you are not feudal yet. Really a bad situation. Only now he's doing a barracks. Leray is coming here to make a forward tower, and this will be a really well positioned tower because it will deny 2 golds from Vivi. But in the other side, oh, Hart did a good defense using lots of villagers to make a defensive tower, and he denied the tower from Lix. He just picked a good fight here, killed a few spearmen, but as I said before, he's in a big some sort of trouble because his golds are exposed and Mysterio is not forgiving him by his mistakes and is taking down a few villagers. So Hart is in a bad position. But I don't know how Mysterio is going to deal with the archers from MBL because he's going for scouts. There's no one from his team going anything else. Vivi just realized that he cannot get gold here and is trying to go for the market. This game totally looks in favor of Aftermath. Army-wise, MBL and Leray are the ones here putting the numbers up. Hart got a bit of a struggle, but this tower push of Lix did nothing but taking away the gold from Hart. But he didn't yet take the gold. This gold is really undecided. Lear is here, even going for the stone of Vivi, who has no clue of what to do, man. No clue at all. Man, look at this. He's dead. He's finished. Lear is just toying with him right now at this moment. Mysterio here, trying to be the one aggressor here for SY with Magyar Scouts, which are a really good unit. He didn't finish his walls, look at this. His wood is kind of exposed. Leray even did a small trip to the base of Lix, but he couldn't afford any success. There were spearmen from Vivi there. And he had towers. Where's MBL? I don't see MBL. Okay, here's MBL. His archers are on the back of Mr. Yo. So right now, all the 3 guys from China were attacked, while MBL and Leray are still okay. And as I said, losing those golds is not so important because allies are also close to each other, and Hart is sending here his villagers to take the gold of MBL. So problem solved and another prediction. What else? What else? He knows where are... They are kind of working together here, trying to snipe a few villagers from Leaks. Leaks didn't had kind of great mistakes until now, but I don't know how he's going to play with the gods, considering that Viv is dead. Leroy is even doing a forward town center here to secure those goats. I really like this move. He's aggressive even when he can use his villagers to be aggressive. His town center, his boom is aggressive. This guy is really aggressive. Anyway, it seems that Mysterio is going for 3 stables. Is anyone trying to sling him or something? I'm not sure. It feels like if I were in SY skin, I would think, okay, Vivi is dead. What's our chance? Maybe our only chance is to sling Mysterio. And that's what's happening. Vivi is trying to sling Mysterio, but look at this. This is nothing. He just sent a few of his resources. How he can sling if he's not taking proper resources here? Only small tricks of gold. And I don't know if this sling is going to work because Leary could help with camels if needed. MBL is pretty okay. Oh, but Mysterio just did a good move here and took a few villagers from Leary with his scouts. Hart might just keep doing knights. I don't know, man. I don't know about this sling. It's a good strategy, I don't know, but I feel like SY is really behind. But those Mega Knights are really great. They are already +2/+2. Nice quick walling from MBL and stone walling, so this gold is safe for now. But I kind of doubt of the power of this link to Mysterio. Let's take a look at how much he already received. He received 2,000 resources as well. That's great. It's even better than what I expected, but that's not the best sling and it's a bit late. The problem of being slinged right now is that he's going to run against the time. He has to do damage, he has to inflict damage, otherwise he's going to die. And Milkheimer is now Stark's bitch. Welcome, man, to the family. Great micro by MBL. I thought that he would lose all the archers, but he's actually taking a lot of damage using this stone mining as a shield here. As a child here. No, it's shield, not child. Shield, child? Shield, shield. Like the Avengers shield. Okay, great micro by MBL with the quick walling and with the stone mining move. So this looks like to me that AM is really sharp. MBL is putting on a really A game here with the crossbow, and it's really helpful if everyone on the team know what are their jobs. For example, every game Hart is going for scouts and going into knights, so he knows what he has to play, and this is really helpful for someone who's practicing. MBL knows that he's going to put up 2 ranges and play the best he can with archers and later crossbowmen, and that's also what he's doing. And Lyris knows that he has to shine, and he's shining. So they have really well-defined roles here. Forward castle for leaks. Those Chinese guys really like castles. And Mysterio is trying to fend against 3 guys. And as I said, Lyre is helping him with camels. And this is one thing that Mysterio never wanted to do, to fight against camels, man. This is really bad. That's not the kind of fight he wants. He's playing alone against 3 guys because Leaks is just trying to go for who scouts want to see. I don't like Gods who goes for this. He even makes some pikemen. I would rather have my god full booming than trying to do Hurskals with 1TC. Yep, Mr. Yo is in trouble, he's against 3 guys. Hart is using monks, Leroy is using camels. Apart from that, they have the numbers. So, those are good counters to knights. And Mr. Yo is already in a bad position here. His bank's linked and he's under the TC. Now some pikemen here from leagues. I didn't count that many pikemen, but this was actually a good move. With those pikemen, the camels are not a threat anymore. And they are effective until MBL mass more and more crossbowmen. MBL bringing forward villagers here. And bad move here, just lost the crossbowmen. Well, it's not over. Maybe if the Chinese can put some, inflict some damage into Heart, they could still win the game. And it seems to me that that's their plan. But AM is fighting. It seems that Heart is switching into pikemen because he's adding more barracks. Makes sense. This fight is AM's. They had the numbers. And the pikemen were not that dangerous once the crossbowmen were doing their job. That's nice. Leroy just booming 3TC. I think that I never saw Leroy doing 4 town centers in my life. Forward castle here. Viv is really in a bad position. And as I said, Lix is not booming so well. He just did his one move here with the infantry, but now he's not being able to provide constant support. And God 1TC is not strong enough to fight all those guys. Now MBL with the killing move, adding a forward castle to block the gold from Mr. Yo. And this is 2-0 guys, this is the GG. This game was kind of one-sided, and I felt once again that SY made the mistake of not going army against AM. So 2-0. I'm gonna grab some water for me. You are Ertug. No, I'm not Ertug. Well, I enjoyed this game. I think that it was mostly won on Dark Age by Leroy. After this, SY was under tremendous pressure to inflict damage. Maybe League's tower push was a desperate attempt to do this damage, but yeah, that's not how things works, man. They couldn't. So 2-0, and before we go for third game, I'm going to refill my water. Hello my fellas, how are you doing? Here I am back once again to go for the third game of this series between SY and AM. Until now, AM is prevailing. And the third game here is being played on Beach Fight. This is the map where Slavs are really useful. So are Britons, because there's many sheep to be taken outside. And the players start with farms. So let's take a look on civilizations. It would be really a shame if there were no Slavs here, but there is. Hart is here playing with the Slavs, so I assume by this that he's going to go knights because he is the one with the whole of doing knights, and I guess things are going to keep this way. Libre is the pocket with the Aztecs. Aztecs are also great. There's no stone on this map, so any civilization dependent on unique units, it's not going to work. And Aztecs are great because they could make the eagles, they can make the monks, they can make fast rushes. They are a really versatile civilization, and the farming of the beginning with the Aztecs can also be great. So it makes sense that the best city belongs to Libre. A good civilization for Hart. The Slavs could play with archers, they could play with horses, but their farming bonus, the food bonus, totally favors the horse gameplay by them, and that also fits the style of Hart. And MBL is not going to shine. Sorry, is not going to have a great civilization to shine because he has the Vietnamese, which have no bonus at all, but they are an archer civilization. And from this tournament, from what I'm watching, MBL is doing great every time he has an archer civilization, even when the civilization is not the best. So his game is really solid, and I like that he take this pick. He totally makes sense with the horse and with the Aztec. So let's see how this is going to roll. Look at this lumber come by Libre, huh? He wants to use the heal bonus for his lumbers. Enemy here has the melee, Mr. Yo. Melee can be good, especially in this map. Even the melee elephant could be great. There's not a lot of places to go, you are close to your enemy. It's helpful to help your allies, and elephants are great against eagles, not so great against monks. This can go anyway. Leaks have the Britons, which are also good because look at the amount of ships here. He is getting ship, there are 3 more coming, 3 more on the way. He could find more, his allies could even send him a bit. So if he uses this bonus in a good way, he can have lots of archers. And Vivi have the Teutons, which have cheaper farming and can be okay. Nice civilization. The one thing that I don't want to see in this game are towers, because by the moment a player places a tower, booming becomes a really hard task because he will have to buy stone. This will be not good for his economy. So players will avoid to use stone unless they know that this will really give a big boost of their games. And that's really nice, this will force them to go full army. Libre is going for the Drush. No clue about the others. Aztec Drush is really strong, he's even going for more militias. Hart is going feudal and has a barracks, so he's not going to fast castle. It seems that he's going for scouts, and Bial is going for the gold, which make me suppose that he's going for archers. And Viv is going towers. Actually, he's going 1 tower because there's no stone on this map. So he really thinks that this tower can be a game changer. And I agree, it can be. Because if he put this tower up, he can block the only 1 gold that MBL has. He's trying to put, MBL is coming full view fight here. He's bringing more villagers. Hart just bring his scout here to the fight. MBL is going back. Oh, this is not good for MBL. He just lost his only gold. And the ones here on the sides have a lot of lions protecting them. There's also a movie that some guys go to this mining on Africa, and there are lions killing people, and they hire those huntsmen to go after the lions. So, lot of references today. I will stop this Age of Empires channel and dedicate myself to a movie one. Yuri keeping the good game here with the rush. What is this? Pants, just subscribe it, that's nice, man. Great gameplay by Leroy with the militia. Mr. Yo is in a really bad position. He lost the villager advantage of the Malay. He is clueless of what to do. But he's trying to go for a fast castle, it seems, because I can see both barracks and market. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's doing. What I know is that Lix is going for archers here. British archers, they can be really great weapons, but I don't know what he's going to do with those. In the other side, Vivi did the tower that he wanted, now he's going for market. MBL also going for market, and I have no idea of what MBL will do later, because really, what can he do? I don't know. Even if he goes castle with no gold. Maybe he could try to sling hard. No, he's selling wood. Selling wood. He just sent a lot of villagers there. It seems to me that he is going castle by selling the wood. And he's sending a lot of villagers there. He's going to fight against the lions. He's brave. The Briton guy is here trying to annoy Leroy, who's going castle age. And he's trying to wall the last tile, and he did a wall. Mr. Yo, second one to sacrifice his booming, and is doing a tower. Leroy has no choice but to make a defensive one. Or he will have no goal to fight. And great defense. In my opinion, if two towers are up, the one that's defending always have the advantage. In this case, Leroy just killed the tower of Mr. Yo. So Leroy will have some trouble to boom, he'll have to buy stone, but yeah, that's not the worst situation. MBL went castle and here going for this TC. That was a great adaptation of MBL, man, because he's doing a really good time here. Really good time, 17 minutes. Impressive. Considering he was in a view fight. Leroy seems to be going for a smush. Mr. Yo seems to be going for elephants. And guess what? I think that the monks have this. The success of this depends on how Lix is going to play. If Lix is able to provide enough protection for Mr. Yo, the elephants can wipe everything. But with two archers only, and he's trying to take some damage of heart, I don't know. And in the other side, MBL is also going for towers. I don't know what's the plan of Vivi. Maybe he's going to sling Mr. Yo. I don't know. Maybe. Yep, he is going to sling Mr. Yo for the elephants. So he takes away the gold from MBL. So MBL now is kind of out of the equation. Now he's trying to go siege, but he's not doing full armies. And now Mr. Yo is being slinged to go more elephants. I don't know how this is going to end. Let's see. Tricky game. Malay elephants from Mr. Yo going towards MBL, and this is not going to be good for MBL because well, he kind of fended off with a few spearmen. Nice one. He's going siege and pikeman. That's a great combination. I would never expect a Vietnamese player to be doing this. So this is how smart NBL plays, man. I really like the way he plays. I was expecting to see a lot of crossbow, which would be useless against the amount of elephants, but instead he's going for mangonels to open the slinger and pikemen to protect from few elephants. Leary has the heal and is converting elephants already. Hart is using the speed of the knights to take the numbers of the Breton guy. And Leary might lose all that he has here, man. But he converted a few elephants. Yep, he lost, but Hart being able to deal damage to Lix. Mr. Yo is just running after everything, and in the other side, the Slinger is also being hit. Hart is really a great hater, man. He's raiding everyone here. I don't know how they're going to stop this push from MBL. He has the position. He's not into a hurry to attack. I just feel like he's expecting enemy to come, so he's waiting the best spot to fight, while also taking the gold. Leary is adding more and more monks, but as I said, these monks are only going to be good if the Breton doesn't have the numbers to take the him and the range, and he's going for a fast Imperial. Instead of buying more stone, he's probably going to mass monks and upgrade them. Hard to skip with one stable and full knights, raiding a lot. MBL is the one booming more here, now with 3 town centers, lots of siege, lots of pikemen. He is giving a lot of pressure to Vivi, who has most of his economy not working, also because of Hart, so this will make the sling a lot weaker. Everyone is one to see on this team. And MBL is doing an outstanding game here. Really smart one. But now he is at trouble because look of how strong those elephants are and how effective they are on taking down a town center. Hart's trying to defend his friend here by attacking the crossbowman, which is not possible due to the amount of elephants. So right now this is not a fight that those guys want to pick. But maybe if Leary use his monks together, they can do a lot. Mr. Yu is making a mistake here, his elephants are splitting, and with splitted numbers the pikemen can snipe, then the monks can convert, and he's not walking together with Lix, so the monks are getting more and more conversions. This is not good from China. SY not in a good spot. MBL here fighting with the elephants. The elephants are really strong, but eventually they were beaten by MBL, who keeps booming. Now with 4 town centers, great booming. Compensating the 1 DC of Heart, and Leary now on Imperial with more range and this amount of monks. Yep, it's the GG. Well man, this was a really one-sided series. Army, lots of them, lots of army in both games, in all the games. I don't know how to analyze this, man. I just feel like the plan of, I don't know, the plan of Vivi was to avoid MBL to be part of the game for the beginning and then go into Sling. It didn't work because MBL played really smart. I think that he was the key of the game this time. But I have to say that Hart did an amazing job here, playing only 1 TC and raiding a lot. He raided Mr. Yo, he raided Vivi, he then raided Leaks, then he stopped Vivi's economy. So this attempt of Sling didn't work it. Mr. Yo also suffered a lot of damage from Leray. I don't know how to say, but right now we need a team that can put a game better than AM, but I'm not seeing this team. Leary, Hart, NBL all executing their jobs, their roles really well, and I must admit that those guys are doing great games. Wish them luck on the finals. against either Tyrant or Finland, but anyway, they are going to play being the favorites, winning 3-0 on the group stage, now winning 3-0 in the semifinals. They are totally the favorites.